What's up YouTube, Dave here for Zephyr Games, bringing you a Zefra profile. So massive shout out to King with Eyes of Blue, who has been waiting for this profile for a long time. Now I have been messing around with the deck, testing it out quite thoroughly, just to kind of see where it can go from here. Now obviously we do get the new Link monster in Link Vrains. Now I know the OCG gets it the 25th of November, I believe it's just been revealed. So there's no telling when we would get that set exactly. The hopes are we should get it, you know, early next year, maybe about February, March at the very latest. But, you know, we're looking forward to that set. It's probably going to be one of the biggest sets, in my personal opinion, ever released in YUGIOH, for the pure sense that it provides so much support in the sense of generic styles, in such like the Crystron monster itself can help out decks like DDDs as well. But then on top of that, you're bringing back BAs in the Link format, you're bringing back Metaphors to Link format, and any Pendulum decks with that. And it's just endless, and we still have more to be announced. And fingers crossed, I'm waiting on that Shadow release as well, because if that Shadow Link monster turns out to be basically a Link construct, oh, it'll be nice to see them come back at the meta. And I just really want a nice, diverse kind of meta, you know, where you never know what's going to top each week, rather than it's always going to be the same. It'll be nice to see. It could be this, it could be that. Anyway, this is the Zefra deck profile. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the profile from start to finish and kind of go through why we play these cards and, you know, the ratios that we play them at. So we started straight off with triple Zefra. Now we play 3 of this guy because he is the main boss monster of the deck. The second you get him in the scale, you use his effect to kind of fill up your scale, fill up your extra day and stuff like that, change his scale, boost out a massive Pendulum Summon, and then of course you can tribute off 3 Zephyrs, take him back, and then, tribute off the 3 Zephyrs, special summon this guy out, and then he gives you an additional Pendulum Summon that turn as well. So you can kind of help refill your board, and he's an absolute beast, sitting at 3,450 as well. We play triple Zefra, Secret of the Yangtze. Now, I will mention now, this is not the Yangtze build, this is the Zefra build. I've tried to keep it as pure Zefra as I possibly can, obviously with the Resonator kind of engine and hand trap engine in itself. But we play 3 of this guy. He pretty much searches out all your amazing counter traps. So when it's Pendulum Summoned or when it is destroyed by battle or card effect, while in the monster zone, you can add 1 Yangtze or Zefra spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, and you can only use the effect once per turn. So you special summon this guy from hand. He's a 2600 defender, which is sometimes really annoying for people to try and get around. And then he searches you out your counter traps like Pillars, Zephyr Strike. It can also search you out Providence, and of course Zephyr War that you can activate from hand. So he's massively important, which is why you max him out at 3. Next up, Zefraxi, Treasure of the Yangtze. Play this guy at 3 as well. Obviously, they're opposite scales each one, so he's a 1 and that's a 7. Very rarely do you want these in the scales, these monsters themselves. For the pure fact that basically when you Pendulum Summon this guy out, he'll go back to the bottom of the deck, and he turns, well, when he turns another Zephyr card into a tuner, he'll then go back to the bottom of the deck, which is really nice in the sense that we can't obviously keep flooding from the extra deck, so he's nice to be able to recycle round and kind of go from there. So he's very important, which is again why you play him at 3. Now the rest of the Zephyrs you only really play at 1. So you play the 1 Ritual Beast Tamer, Zephyr Windy. When it's called as normal or Pendulum Summoned, you add a face-up Zephyr monster from your extra deck to your hand. Now you accept itself. You can play this at 2 if you want. I like the ratio of 1 and 1. If you are going to bump that up, cut this one down, or you can kind of shuffle it around a little bit yourself. This one is when it is normal or Pendulum Summoned, you target a Ritual Beast or Zephyr monster in your graveyard, accept itself, and then you special summon it but destroy it during the end phase. So she can kind of help extend your plays quite a bit as well. But obviously in the 2, this one is more important. The pink one's more important than this one. So it's entirely up to you on how the ratios you'd like to change that up if you want. Next up, we play the 1 Shadow Satella Knight Zefraxion. This is basically the pop 1 monster, I believe it is. When it's normal, flipped, or Pendulum Summoned, you can target 1 other Tellarknight or Zephyr card in your monster zone or Pendulum zone, and 1 set card your opponent controls and destroy it. So he's a nice 1900 beta. And then the other one is, of course, Zephyr Fervent. This one is if it's normal, flipped, or Pendulum, you target 1 other Tellarknight or Zephyr card in your monster zone or Pendulum zone, and 1 face-up card your opponent controls, and you destroy them. So he's a nice 1-for-1 as well. Last of the Zephyrs, we play the one Zefra, YUGIOH Zefra core. This basically lets you special summon one of your, so if it's pendulum summoned or sent to the graveyard, you get target one Zefra card in your pendulum zone, accept itself, and special summon it. So you could drop this down for the second one of that if you want to, but it's quite nice to have, especially that he's not the biggest of defenders, but a 1950 can still cause problems, but then you just use him as material anyway, but the destruction effect can help you out massively to kind of extend your boards. Okay, next up I played double Performer Power Odd Eyes Synchron and double Red Resonator. Now, some people play either 3 or 3. I'm trialling out 2 and 2 at this moment in time. Now, the reason I'm trialling out 2 and 2 is Resonator helps kind of unhinge your hands to extend into a first turn synchro play, which again, like Charge Warrior, you can draw into a hand trap and then stall out your opponent for a turn, with that hand trap being very, very important. And then obviously for a later game, Performer Power Odd Eyes Synchron is very, very important as well, because it can special summon one of your scales. And just make sure I've got that one right. Once per turn, you target one card in your pendulum zone, special summon it, but it has its effects negated if any, and if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using it. So he's quite useful early and late game, but you know, this is where the balance between the Resonator and the Performer Power kind of come. Resonator is really nice. You open your hand, you go normal summon that, special summon another one, sync off, and off you go. On top of that, you could then, if you set up your scales, you could then pendulum summon out this one and then do another sync for a level 6 as well, obviously if you've cleared off the first one. And kind of extended your plays that way. So it's entirely up to you on the ways you kind of go, and it can help go into your link monsters. But in this deck, you do play more synchros than you do links. Some people play Mistress Radiant, but the way I've seen it with Mistress Radiant, I've only got these 3 guys up here, or these 6 guys up here, and like a maxi to make it. So I didn't want to focus solely on it as of yet. Now, when the new Pendulum monster, Link monster comes out for the Pendulum deck, the Metaphors, full Metaphors, then obviously you're going to be playing that as a must, if not like 1, if not like 2, maybe even 3, because it is that powerful when it kind of wants to be. Next up, we play a nice hand trap engine. Now, the reason we play the hand trap engine or free Ash, if you can't get hold of the Ashes or you can't afford the Ashes, obviously you can bump up your Ghost Ogres, put in Drone and Lot Birds if you want to as well. Entirely up to you. So we play 6 hand traps, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Ogre, 1 Maxi. This is because you can stack your deck and draw into one of these quite easily. Now the combo for that is basically with YUGIOH Zefra in play, you make Stardust Charge Warrior, and then if you do the chains correctly, YUGIOH Zefra, when you synchro summon, you choose a monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck, and then Stardust Charge Warrior lets you draw that card. So you stack your deck to any one of these 3, and you get to go boff, take it, and then off you go and make your plays. So that's it for the monster lineup. Like I said, hand traps are quite permanent in this one. You can change that obviously if you want to go with a Yang Zing build. Now the Zefra lineup isn't massive, but you've kind of got the right ratios. Like I said, if you want to bump anything up in the Zefra monster lineup, then the one I would recommend bumping up would be the Tamer Zefra or Wendy, and kind of go from that way. Now onto the spells. We play triple YUGIOH Zefra, and now this already gives you different effects depending on what monster you special summon using a Zefra monster, but on top of that, when it's activated, you get to search a Zefra monster from your deck to your hand. So if you ritual summon, you shuffle 1 monster on the field into the deck. Very rarely going to be, not even going to be doing that. If you fusion summon, you special summon 1 monster from your hand. Again, very rarely going to do that. Your synchro summon is your main kind of port of play, and that is choose a monster from your deck and add it to the put it to the top. And then XYZ, you draw 1 and discard 1. Now you do XYZ, but we only play 1 XYZ in the extra deck, so it's not exactly a permanent kind of play, which is why you rely on the synchros a lot more. Got double terraforming to search out your YUGIOH Zefra. Oracle can become quite, you know, it's not as, if it had a protection effect, like a really strong protecting effect, it would be really, really good. But the 2 terraform is just enough for it, in my personal opinion, because we also have Zefra Providence. Now this one is, it add a Zefra card from your deck to your hand, and then accept itself. And then if a Zefra card you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card instead, so it kind of protects your monsters as well as. We play the 1 instant fusion for a Thessalos play, and we play the 1 Raigeki for total board wipes. Now onto the traps. we play double Zefra War. Basically, if you you target one other Zefra card you control and one card your opponent controls and you destroy them, and then if you have two Zefra cards in your pendulum zones, you can activate this card from your hand, which is the most important part about that, because 9 times out of 10 you do try to maintain both your Zefra scales. And then on top of that you have 9 Pillars of Yangzing, which we all know how powerful this card can be. The one Zefra Divine Strike, again incredibly powerful in the deck. The fact that it's searchable multiple times as well, with Zefra Providence, and of course your Zefraxi of the Yangzing. You then top it off with the one Solemn Strike and the one Solemn Warning, because if these lot weren't enough, these two would certainly get the job done, and because they're generic as well. Your searchability in the deck is quite high, and then being able to set 4 counter traps or have 4 counter traps in play. People always struggle to play around Path anyway because it's so powerful. To then them have to deal with Strike, Warning, and of course Zefra Divine Strike. Not to mention any of the hand traps that if you played the Zefra, if you played Oracle Zefra into Charge Warrior, you've drawn into your Maxi, which can stop them, then slow them down, or you've got your Ash Blossom, or you've got your Ghost Ogre. So you've got plenty of opportunity to stop your opponent playing, and then you go in for the kill the next turn. Now onto the extra deck. We play the one Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. We all know how powerful this card is. You make this quite easily. You've got Treasure, you've got 2 of the Ritual Beasts as well. But on top of that, I actually really quite like Mistworm for the pure fact that it doesn't target. You just bounce free. You just return up to 3 cards your opponent controls when it's special summoned. When it's synchro summoned. You don't have to play Mistworm. Now, if you don't want to play Mistworm, I highly advise playing Red Dragon Archfiend, for the pure fact that he can nuke the board and you go into your 8s a lot more consistently than you do your 9s. I just really, really like Mistworm. Next up, you've got your 8s. So straight away, Cyframe Lord Omega, probably the most busted synchro underlink format because he just returns to a main monster zone. Very easily made, ripping one from your opponent's hand and kind of going from there. And you can also put back your Zefra Providence back into your graveyard, so you can then have another protection if you need to. Baxia, Brightness of the Yangzing. Now, obviously, we play Yangzings in here, so it does have the bounce ability live and active, so it's very, very important. Ignista, one of the best synchros in a Pendulum deck because of its power and the way it works. One Black Rose Dragon. You can play Moon if you wish. Black Rose is there for if you ever get into pure trouble. Like I'm talking, your opponent's got everything on their board. You've got the ability to make 1 synchro and then return the game back to top decks. Rose can do that for you. The one Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, again, another ability to kind of special summon one of your scales. Your one Yazi, Evil of the Yangzing, very, very powerful. The pop effect as well is quite helpful, especially when you have other Yangzing monsters on board. And as well as Baxia, it's just another monster to be used for your Pillars of the Yangzing. We then obviously have Stardust Charge Warrior. We all know the combo with this by now. Obviously, when he's special summoned, when he's synchro summoned, you draw 1 card, and then this card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls. Now at 2k, he's not big of a boss monster, but just the ability, like I said in the combo, to stack your top deck with a hand trap and then draw into it is very, very powerful. The one Coral Dragon can help get you rid of dead cards in hand to pop cards on board, and then if need be, he can be used to synchro summon up. Now it's very rare you be able to synchro summon up because all of your level 2s or lowers are, of course, tuners themselves. But should you normal summon a Maxi late game and then sink into a level 8 that could then in turn win you the game, that is a possibility for you as well. Again, Coral Dragon can be dropped. I just quite like having multiple 6s to make. The one High Speed Roy Shambara, you can make a level 5. You make it rarely, but when you do make it, you're pretty much going for game with Shambara like you did with Dinos. And then, of course, we play the one Sea Monster of Thessios. That's for our instant fusion plays. And, of course, that helps get you into your level 8s. More consistently. So he is an option there. Again, if you don't want to play the instant fusion engine, you take this guy out and you've got an extra space there. But he can help if you open up with that instant fusion, extend your plays quite a bit. For our Link monsters, we play the one Decode Talker because he's quite easy to be made. He's generic. And the one Proxy Dragon to, again, help extend your boards. You could play Gofu in the deck, but now being at 1... and it also only serves one purpose in the deck, and that is to bring Decode Talker out. And I've said before, my feelings on Gofu are quite simple. If Gofu can be used, the exact same as a Kaiju, if you can main deck a Kaiju and it can offer you multiple uses in the deck, so an allure target, a trading target, anything like that, then it's worth playing. And at the moment in time, Because Gophers at 1 and that's all it will do, it's not worth playing in this deck for that reason. And then the one Phantom Knight of Breaksword, this one can help pop your scales, can help pop your Zefra, get him into the Pendulum Zone, and of course special summon him out by tributing off 3 of your Zephyr monsters and kind of go from there. So Breaksword can be very, very helpful in being able to flood or put your extra deck monster there, bring him out and kind of make your plays from there. So that's very, very important as well. Anyway, that's it for the deck profile. I hope it gives you a couple of ideas to work on, to develop, to change up. Lynx did hit this deck in, you know, not the brightest of ways, but of course we do get that new introduction of the Metaphors Link monster, which could help out massively to the deck. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And as I've been doing on most of our videos, before I go anywhere, I will reveal to you this. Obviously, this is the con exclusive Yugi and Kaiba mat. And of course, signed by Dan Yugi Green here and Eric Kaiba Stewart there. And as soon as we hit our 1,000 landmark on our Facebook page, which we're halfway there now, and as soon as we hit the 10,000 mark on our YouTube page, that will be one of our biggest giveaways ever. Both signed, both con exclusive. It's absolutely limited. Some people are selling them online for stupid money, and you could be one of the lucky winners to get that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Stay up to date with everything we do. And until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button right in the bottom left hand corner.